Hey guys, Brian delivers you the goods here. Turning to you very late for this album review. I did promise you guys I'd do this album review. Some of my friends, I promised them that I'd do this tonight, and I made a promise that I was going to do this review tonight. So it's going to be a premiere video for like 4:30 a.m. for Judas Priest's Screaming for Vengeance album that I got a chance to listen to let you know what I'm gonna be talking about in this 10-track record that I listened to. So, yeah, I'll let you know what I thought of Judas Priest's 8th studio album, Screaming for Vengeance. So let's dive into this album review, starting with the first track, The Hellion. Pretty good intro track, and it only is 42 seconds leading into the next track, but still did pretty well for how it sounded. So 5 out of 5 for that one. Electric Eye. This track I wasn't sure if I was getting on board with, but I do dig it. It it took a little bit of time to get used to Rob Halford singing this track. It was a little bit of a lot of electronics in this one. Or well, it's just the way he was singing it. It was the voice box stuff that he was doing that I wasn't sure if I was used to. But it still sounded good. So 5 out of 5. Riding on the Wind is a strong track too for how it sounds. Really enjoyed Rob Halford's singing. His high pitched singing is pretty strong. And just overall, this track, guitar work and drum work was pretty wild. So definite 5 out of 5. Bloodstone is a strong track too for how it sounds. I'd give this a 5 out of 5 as well. Rob Halford singing in it's pretty solid. And just execution wise, the guitar work and drum work did absolutely fantastic in this track. I like the melody to it too. It's pretty strong for sure of a track. Take These Chains was a song, I think it was one of the singles for the record, along with Electric Eye and Screaming for Vengeance being another single. But overall, Take These Chains was a personal favorite. I really like this track. For 3 minutes and 5 seconds or so, somewhere around that time frame, it did pretty well. Rob Halford singing melodically sounded good, and then when the chorus kick started, it did pretty well. So I'm really enjoying that aspect about the track, with Rob Halford singing in the verses and chorus, and just execution wise, with the guitar work and drum work and symphonically and melody wise, it did pretty well. 5 out of 5. Pain and Pleasure was my least favorite song. I didn't necessarily hate this track, but I think it's pretty good in its own way. It just has some hit or miss moments with this track. Like, the one thing I wasn't sure if I was liking was Rob Halford singing pain but pleasure, pain and pleasure, something like that. But honestly, the chorus was kind of the letdown, but the verses were pretty solid. So I'll give the verses a plus, meaning that it's the highlight of the record. So 4.75 out of 5. Screaming for Vengeance, the 7th track on the record, also known as the title track to the album's name. So it does live up to its reputation. It's a pretty strong track. Rob Halford's high-pitched singing in it is really strong. I really enjoyed this track. Definitely rocks for sure. I love the drum work in it. It's quite excellent. This track goes hard with the drum work, and it doesn't hold anything back. So this is a strong track. 5 out of 5. And then the famous popular track, You Got Another Thing Coming. One of my personal favorites too that I enjoyed. The album version is a lot better. I think the music video was only like 4 minutes and some seconds, but honestly, I like the album version better. For 5 minutes and 11 seconds, you're in for quite an awesome time of a track. Still a fan favorite. and still a personal favorite track of mine. And I really enjoyed Rob Halford singing in it from time to time. And the verses and the chorus are pretty catchy. The pre-chorus is pretty strong too. The "If You Think I'll Stick Around" lyric. So I just like this track. It has a good melody to it, and gets you pumped up for something. So 5 out of 5. Fever is a strong track too. Really enjoyed this one. It started off very mellow at first, but then it picked up as you progress through it. So really enjoyed Rob Halford singing in it too, and just drum work and guitar wise, it did very well. 5 out of 5. And finally, we get to the closing track, Devil's Child, which is the last track on the record. One of my favorites as well. Um, really enjoyed this one. Definitely rocks for sure. I think when the chorus kick starts and comes in, it does very well with Rob Halford singing in it. The "I believe you're the devil, I believe you're the devil's child," and I'm like, sounds pretty good with his vocals for sure. And execution wise, I think the drum work and guitar work did very well. So very catchy track. Definitely can get on board with this one, and a great closing track for sure. Started off great, ended great. 5 out of 5. So overall, production, mixing, and execution wise, I think Judas Priest "Screaming for Vengeance" is a very strong record. Another personal favorite of mine, along with British Steel and Sin After Sin, and I think there was another record, but honestly, strong record. I think Killing Machine was another favorite of mine too, but from what I listened to, Screaming for Vengeance is a strong release for an 8 studio album. I think they found their sound through this record and through British Steel too, being another popular track. I mean, Point of Entry wasn't bad, but it just wasn't. It was kind of the step down from the British Steel record, the follow up to that. But I think the follow up to Point of Entry was a lot better. And they went back on track with what they were going for with Screaming for Vengeance. So definitely a great hard rock metal album, I guess you could say. I don't know why I said track. I'm really tired and I'm ready to go to bed after this review. But if I were to give Screaming for Vengeance a score, I'm giving it a strong 9.5 out of 10. Definitely rocks for sure. Highly recommend you check this album out for their A studio album if you have not listened to Screaming for Vengeance. It's a definitely underrated record, very highly praised record, and I can see why, because it's really strong. The track listing, how the songs sound, they did very well, and Rob Halford singing in it was really strong. So, yeah, 9.5 out of 10 for Judas Priest "Screaming for Vengeance." Hopefully you enjoyed this Judas Priest "Screaming for Vengeance" album review for their 8th studio album. I'll have the next album coming out for Judas Priest for their 9th studio record sometime tomorrow morning or by May 22nd. But until then, thanks for watching this review, and you guys have a good night.